Hello beautiful souls, welcome to my channel. In today's video we're doing a pickacard reading on shadow work. We're gonna look into which type of shadow are present in your life that creates some obstacles or challenges, which type of wounding are related to them, and how to reintegrate them faster in order to live a more fulfilling and joyful life. So I'm very excited about this video because it feels very close to me. I really believe in the power of shadow work and the positive results that it brings. So I really hope that this reading will support you as well. If you're brand new to shadow work, just a quick introduction on what it is. Shadow work is really a process that allows us to see, reintegrate and accept part of ourselves that we repressed and pushed down along the way. And in the process of reintegrating them, seeing them, we become more whole, we've become more ourselves, and we're able to live more joyful and fulfilled life because we are less bound by the past, the wounding that are attached to it, and any type of leak energy that comes with having to push down something that in reality it is a valuable part of yourself. So this is a very short intro, but just to give you kind of an understanding a little bit on what shadow work is. Then as well, like a small disclaimer that this is a general reading, so please only take with you what feels like a yes and resonate, and completely leave out the rest. If there is some parts that feels like they don't belong to you, that they are not pertinent to you, then please disregard them without a second thought. And this is also timeless reading, so it means that whenever you find it or it finds you is the perfect time for you to receive these messages. Okay, so then within the reading we have 4 different piles, and you can choose either by the number of it or by the crystal, whatever your intuition calls you upon a specific piles. Fully trust that. And if you're more of a visual person, you would like to see you need to see more of the crystal up close to make a decision. Here we're gonna have a look at them. So for pile number 1 we have this piece of crystal aura quartz. For pile number 2 we have this piece of tiger eye. For pile number 3 we have this piece of iridescent black tourmaline. And for pile number 4 we have this piece of onyx egg. So you can pause the video if you need more time to tune in to which pile you're most drawn to, and once you're ready you can scroll down into the comment section or the description box to find the timestamp associated to your pile. I'm really excited to see you there. Bye for now. Hello pile 1, if you chose this piece of crystal aura quartz, then this is your reading, so we're gonna get immediately into it. We have quite a lot of cards, so hopefully it will not become messy at the end. Okay, we begin with the first 3 cards, and we have the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords, the 7 of Wands, as well as Say What You Mean. And this really represents your current challenge or obstacle that you might be facing. And from this card, I'm getting a specific energy of not being able or struggling to really either go for what you want or ask for what you want, or really hold your ground and be really strong with your boundaries. I also get the feeling that you've been working on it. I get senses that it's been like an ongoing work in progress, and that you already actually got better compared to the past. But there is still more work to be done into really I feel like owning your truth and standing up for yourself in in whatever frame that we can think about, whether it's work, whether it's relationship, but just really being able to fully hold your power, your needs, your light, and just kind of like hold your ground. I feel like this has been a bit of a struggle that you've been already working through, and I feel like, as I said before, you improved. But it's definitely, there is still some more pieces there to be unlocked and uncovered. So we're gonna move these guys on the side, so we have more cards coming. Next we have the shadow aspect related to this challenge, and we have the Queen of Pentacles, as well as the Emperor, and inner child with careless and receptive. So the first thing that came looking at these cards is the feeling or the idea of having had growing up role models that kind of showed you, in a sense, to mimic this kind of unbalanced power dynamic. I'm getting a very unbalanced power dynamic where it's like you were not really encouraged to speak up, to take your place, to hold your ground. And I feel like, especially between the two figures that you had, the parental figure, there was one that was more empowered than the other, and I get the sense that for many of you was the sort of the male, the father, the male part of like the parental guidance that was either taking too much space or was actually not present at all, and it created like a gap in there. But there was something between the dynamic of your parents while growing up that kind of like inserted unconsciously this sort of belief or this pattern of like, I'm not gonna speak up, I'm not really gonna hold my ground. I don't know, I feel like even like maybe for some of you it was actually unsafe to speak up or just, you know, like hold your ground. So it was more like a protection element, but I do get a sense that there was something in the dynamic from your parents that kind of gave you that impression or that kind of like imprint, or the impression of I shouldn't really speak up, I shouldn't really yeah, and something with a male figure that was either more in power or was completely absent. And it just kind of created this unconscious belief that it was okay to sort of like look for other people or look for another person to just kind of like almost take care of you, or like to even kind of like express your needs. Is like you prioritize other people, your partner, or even like co-worker in a job like context, like people pleasing type of energy, where it's just was harder to express how you felt and what you needed. And I'm noticing even now, like reading these messages and channeling, I'm struggling to speak. I'm struggling to find the words. I'm struggling even just to state what it is that I need to state. And I feel like it's coming from this. I feel like I want to cry, but just saying it out loud. I feel like a very vulnerable energy here, because it's like almost you've been programmed in a way to behaving in a certain way, and it is a struggle to really genuinely speak your needs and hold your ground, and there is a lot of vulnerability in that, and I feel like there is quite a lot of shame and yeah, emotional pain, so it feels very, very vulnerable. Next we have the past wound, so the wound connected to the shadow aspect, and we have the Lover's card, as well as the Star, and the Enchanter with self-evaluation, awakening, and purpose. So from this, I'm getting a message of linked to what we just spoke about the shadow aspect. I feel like many of you have sort of had this hope or wish that a person would show up and it would sort of fix things, you know, like, and sort of like, I feel like this is very connected in for the relationship aspect of like picturing the relationship or picturing the partner to be the person that is gonna be the person who's gonna, you know, like sort of fix everything, bring the balance back. And I feel like you put a lot of your own worth, of your own even purpose onto this idea of like this relationship that has some traits. It kind of, the feeling that I'm getting from this is codependency. Like it has that this element of codependency where it's like you're so merged with the idea of this other person kind of like almost feeling what you need, speaking up for what you need, for you like not to have to do it. And there is so much that has been put around this. I feel like even work-wise there is so much that is linked with this person, with this idea of, you know, the relationship. And like I'm getting like almost like a savior vibe, to have that kind of like wish and yeah, like almost kind of like picture of like, ah, this person is gonna come in my life and is gonna fix everything, right? It's gonna almost fix me, fix my needs, or like is gonna care for me. And it's just, there's this element of codependency where it's like almost like this releasing of responsibilities, or releasing of like self-responsibilities, you know, it's like, and putting so much of your own purpose onto a relationship or this other person that was gonna show up, that is gonna fix everything. So next we have really a message from the shadow that to help you with the situation. And we have the Knight of Swords. Here we start to have less space for cards. I'm gonna move some stuff here. Sorry. So we have the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Cups, very nice, as well as Messenger with Cyrus energy, bring harmony and balance. Oh, I'm really liking this. I feel like I want to cry again. Okay, so I'm getting like a very clear message from the message from the shadow with this. Is like, and I feel like the main message that is coming through is like, you are your own knight in shiny armor. Like, and while I'm saying it, I just feel like I want to cry. In a beautiful sense, you know, it's like, it's not about waiting for a person that is gonna fix things for you. You are the person that's gonna fix things for yourself. And I feel like there is an energy of really empowerment, of you holding your own needs, holding your own ground, and is being able to fulfill like all the abundance that you wanted on your own, first within yourself. And I feel like you're the only one that can bring this harmony and balance within yourself, because no one else can do that from the outside. I feel like once you kind of like embrace and accept that and just own the power of that, you'll be able to manifest the perfect partner, the perfect job. But like, it just begins within you first. Nobody can really come and fix it for you and then you're gonna feel fulfilled and then you're gonna be happy. It's something that has to happen within you on its own, within your own power, because even if you meet the perfect partner, they're not gonna be able to fix whatever within yourself. This is something that only you can do. And I keep hearing this, like, you are your knight in shiny armor, and the soonest you like even on an unconscious level, like feel that in your core and your essence, and you, I don't want to say manifested, but you kind of embodied it, then you're gonna be able to fulfill whatever wish you had to begin with. And it's gonna be real, it's not gonna be codependent. Whatever you're gonna create from a place where you are gonna be all in your own power, and you're gonna be all in your own responsibility towards yourself, whatever you're gonna create from that is not gonna be codependent. It's gonna be very healthy, and it's gonna be it's gonna have a lot of harmony and balance. So it's like a very, very clear message here. Next, we have the healing action, sort of the next step to take into healing this wound. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. Like, take more space. Removing. Nine of Pentacles. What else we have? We have the Temperance in reverse. And Fate with hope, anticipate, aspire, and foresee. Yeah, so I feel like in terms of like action or healing step to really heal this wound, I feel like you really need to embody the frequency. As we were saying before, like embody this energy of like your knight in shiny armor. I feel like you have to embody the feeling and the frequency of like you already have what you want. Like whether it is that job, that money, the abundance, that partner, you have to already embody the feeling. You have to already kind of like feel it inside as you already have it, because there is something that is gonna shift once you already embody that frequency of like, I'm my own savior. And I already have this love, I already have this abundance within me. It's gonna manifest so fast as well on your outer world, but first you have to feel it inside. And equally, I feel like whatever it is that you feel like is imbalance around you is out of, yeah, either in excess or like something that is disruptive to you and your path and your process, is something that you have to become really good with boundaries and cut it out, because it feels like it's a very tender process to do, because it's just like sort of forming, so you really have to take like extra care with really removing the negative influences, the things that bring you out of balance, the people that bring you negativity, or the context that bring you negativity. And I get a sense as well with the Fate card is like you have to see it and feel it, and then it's like seeing, I'm gonna show you from close. It's like, you know, you have to believe it and see it and be able to feel it to work through the door. Once you walk through the door, like you're gonna be able to really manifest whatever you're after. Really, it's just having the faith and the hope. But like I keep getting this sense of like embodying it, you know. So for being able to really believe and feeling it, you have to kind of have the faith that is gonna manifest, that is gonna be there. And it's both, it's having the faith, the hope, but as well like, yeah, creating the frequency within you, the feelings within you, the sensation of like, have all the love that I need, have all the abundance that I need on a really deep level, like on a cellular level, so that you can fully walk through those pillars and this door to really manifest what you want. And I keep like get the sense of like boundaries are very important right now, to really set those for things that are like unhealthy for you, that you know, like, you know, the things that make you feel good, you know, the things that are bringing you out of balance. You already know, you know, what it is that you have to sort of like remove yourself from, and just to have the strength to kind of put those boundaries, and also to fully embody and believe that you are your savior, you are your knight in shiny armor, so that you can start to manifest the life that you want and the life that you deserve. Next, we have like the future guidance on how to move forward for integrating this message. And we have the Five of Swords, as well as the Ten of Pentacles, as well as disappointment is not the end. There is hope even in the darkest of nights. It's interesting, we have the word hope again. And I feel like the main message here is that in order to move forward, it's important that you do hold this frequency of embodying it, like to know that you are meant to manifest that abundance. Like with the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles is one of the most, like, if not the most abundant card, is one of the most abundant card, and it can represent family, you know, like money, long-term money. And I feel like you have to generally know in your bones that you are meant to manifest all the economical abundance, all the type of family and love that you deserve. But to know at the same time that it might come with some struggle, it might come with moments where you will feel down, it might come with some obstacles on the way, and that's okay, not to never lose hope. And to know that those challenges or whatever is coming through is normal. It's not something that is a sign that you're not supposed to get what you're supposed to get. It's like you have to keep embodied the frequency of being your own savior, feeling that love and the abundance. And the more you do that, even moments that maybe there is some conflict or there's some step backs, you have to keep feeling that in your frequency, because it's meant to be for you. It's really meant to be there, what you want to achieve. Like I keep getting this sense of abundance in whatever you wanted to achieve. And in any moment that because I get the sense that you might be feeling still disappointed of something that didn't work out, and to keep having faith and hope, because the more you're gonna embody that frequency of already having what you're asking for, the more it's gonna come to you sooner. And to be okay with here and there to find some obstacles. You are on the right path, you're on the right track. You can manifest what you're after. Just fully believe it, but not just believe it, feel the frequency, feel the feelings, and embody those, because I feel like once you make the shift, you're gonna manifest in no time what your heart desire, and you can come more from a place of speak your truth, hold your ground, being good at your boundaries, and whatever you're gonna manifest is gonna come not from a place of codependency, but from a place of harmony and balance, where you are empowered, where you're just gonna share what you have instead of feel like you need that person to give you that job or that love or fixing you, because it's not, that thought would just not be present anymore, or that belief in a sense. So yeah, I feel like this is the main message that came through for you, my dear pile one. I hope it resonated. You're very welcome to let me know in the comments. And if you feel like you would like to support me, you can subscribe to the channel as well as liking this video. I will be super grateful, and I'm looking forward to seeing my next one. Bye. Hello pile 2. If you chose this piece of tiger eye, then this is your reading. So we're gonna get right into it. We have quite a lot of cards. So hopefully they will fit all in. We begin with the first cards, which represent the current challenge that or obstacle that you might be facing right now. And we have the Six of Pentacles, as well as the Three of Swords, as well as Patience. In terms of like current challenge or obstacle, I feel like you might be feeling taken for granted. There is a lot of like sadness and grief, emotional pain around something that you feel like hasn't been reciprocated as you wanted, whether it's like a job, like maybe finding a job, or maybe how much money you earn in that job, or like a relationship where you feel like you're taken for granted, and your partner doesn't leave you, doesn't give you that much love as you do, or even like somebody you have feeling for that you feel like are not reciprocated the way you want. And I feel like there is an element of you trying to be patient about it and try to kind of like, I'm cool, I made him in pain, but I'm cool about it. And it's this feeling of like, I'm gonna try to be patient, it's about time, but I'm gonna try to be patient. And but there is a lot of like emotional pain linked to this, because there is something that feels like unbalanced with what you want to manifest with a specific person or relationship, and you're quite unhappy about it, so you're just trying to be good with it, but it doesn't feel good, right? It doesn't feel like, because the balance doesn't go away with you trying to be patient about it. So it's beautiful that you don't go all, how you say the expression, gun blazing about whatever this is, but it's still like the feeling of being unsatisfied, of being in pain, or being in depression is still very much there. So next we have the shadow aspect related to this challenge, and we have the Queen of Cups, as well as the High Priestess, and the card of Intuition with Confused/Clear. I'm getting a very specific message with these cards of like, I get the sense you're quite like, with the High Priestess, I get, some of you might be actually quite psychic and have really strong intuitive skills, so strong like connection to the higher power or to your own inner voice. And it's kind of part of you. It is like a really big like part of you, like this intuition that you kind of know things already, you know, like, but I get a sense that even though you have a strong channel with this in the past as well, you might have gotten lost, and you might gotten like, I don't want to say confused with information that you wanted to get, but you kind of, yeah, it was like the result wasn't that clear because of your emotion. There was like a huge amount of emotion in there that maybe because you wanted at the time what you wanted, or you care about a lot about what was happening, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, but there was a lot of feelings involved and emotion that in a sense overclouded your own inner voice, your intuition, because it felt like you had that all along. But I'm gonna show you this as well up close. You can see that she has one eye completely open, right? The third eye is kind of open, but there is another eye that is closed. And I feel like with that, there was a part of you that kind of like almost chose to close an eye on certain things because you cared about wherever it is that was there, whether it was the job, whether it was a relationship or a person. And in a sense, you didn't follow your intuition, didn't follow what you kind of knew, your guts, or what you knew inside that was like the right path, and that kind of led you to this this feeling of like depression, sorrow, grief, because ultimately you knew that job wasn't the right one, that person wasn't the right one, but there was something in you that was maybe the hope of things to get better, the hope of like, you know, like you getting whatever happy ending you pictured, that you could, you hope that those could override the information that you were getting from your intuition, but obviously doesn't work like that. So, but I do feel like you kind of, part of you already knew, already really knew inside what was going on or what most likely was going to happen. Next we have the past wound added, like the past wound like connected to this shadow aspect. And we have the Six of Wands, the Eight of Swords, as well as the Sorcerer with ambition, willpower, and creation. So with this I'm getting the sense that, you know, like it's a specific message of like, you didn't want to disappoint people. There is a part of you that I feel like did what it was supposed to do, follow the, I want to say the mainstream path, but the path that was somehow laid out in front of you, or what you were supposedly supposed to go like out of like ambition, out of your programming, out of like maybe your family and friends, what you were expected to do. So in order, instead of like following again your intuition, what you felt like within you deep down, you kind of follow what you thought like other people wanted as well. And it was like I get a feeling like you're following the road that was kind of laid out for you. And from the outside, I get the impression that people looked at you, especially in the past, and they were like, oh, you know, this person got it all. They're succeeding at this relationship, at this job. And they saw you as somebody that kind of arrived somewhere or like got the reward of success that they deserved. But inside, from your inside perspective, actually, it felt like quite different. You didn't feel that. You felt quite imprisoned. You felt like quite almost like trapped into like a cycle that didn't make you feel fulfilled and didn't make you feel happy, even though from outside the picture looked very different to other people. And again, I feel like the connection with this sorrow and pain of like, in a sense, not living fully your truth, you know, like of what you wanted, what you manifest, because also internally, another side of you knew exactly what you wanted, like what would have been the result with that person in the past or with that job in the past. But yeah, I felt like you wanted to kind of like not disappoint people around you, people that cared about you, that loved you, and you just kind of like went along with something that you knew wasn't gonna work out ultimately for you. But it is like, I want to say you were driven by the ego part of you instead of like the intuition part of you or the inner voice part of you that kind of knew which direction you were supposed to go on. So this is, yeah. Next we have the message from the shadow. So what the shadow wants to kind of like convey right now in order for you to kind of move on from this. And we have the Fool, the Ace of Swords, as well as Star Ancestors, Hidden Secrets, Lost Wisdom, Look a little deeper. So the message that I'm getting from this is like, you know, whatever you wanted to, you know, you feel like something was unbalanced, you were either taken for granted, or whatever part of you that was felt like unfulfilled or happy or created sorrow about, it's time for you to begin a new journey. It's time for you to begin a new journey, but with a fresh, as much as you can, with a fresh outlook. From a place of really listening to your own wisdom, your own intuition, and not stay in a sense in the surface of whatever people say, wherever they think or they say is the best course of action, the best person for you, the best job, the best career. To kind of like totally ditch that and to look within, because I keep getting this feeling of like you actually being very, very connected to your truth and being quite psychic. And to just kind of reassess, like reassessing that within yourself, so you can begin this new journey with hope, with a fresh new perspective, with like all the faith that you need to in order to manifest, you know, like the best reality for yourself. And I feel like it's important to kind of like bring the mental clarity of like if your emotion come into place, if other people opinion come into place, to be able to have enough clarity to discern what is your ego, your emotion talking, or what is your intuition talking. Because once you kind of are able to fully tune into the radio station of like your own intuition, your journey, wherever is this new chapter you're gonna begin, is gonna be incredible. But it has to come from that place of within. It has to come from that your own, not other people's opinion, not your own emotion kind of like pumped up by your surrounding or your ego, or like something that is not true, or your mind. And it is important to get that mental clarity and to cut through whatever noise that is coming through, and to really find a way for you to, every time you have to make a new step, every time you begin something or have to make a decision, to do it from a place of like listening to your intuition, listening to your inner voice, because from that perspective you can never be wrong. You can never create a wrong environment for yourself. And I feel like even if something might be painful, even when you follow your intuition, there will be like lesson for you, that there will be opportunity, instead of being something that will just make you suffer and make you feel like unhappy. There will be opportunity for you there to grow and to learn. But I get a sense that once you kind of like follow the path of your intuition and your own inner voice, that is very much there and it's very strong, you know, like you're gonna have a brand new chapter, you're gonna have a brand new journey with this fresh outlook, with this fresh kind of like, you know, like, I want to say excitement for life, you know, like without being jaded by whatever happened in the past. Next we have the healing action, sort of the next step to take to heal this wound. And we have the Three of Wands, the Three of Cups, very nice, as well as Poet with Inscribe, Envision, Write, Recite. Oh, look, I love this. So I'm getting a specific message here of you, like this is the perfect timing to really fully, as much as you can to the detail, envision what you want to manifest. Whether it's like, if you're more of a visual person, to actually do a vision board, or if you're somebody that likes to write, to like a sort of like journal about what you want to manifest, how you want to manifest, and also do some planning around it, like so that it can become sorry about the cough, so it can become more real, more and more real, because I feel like you need to somehow put into existence in a material world, whether it's written or visually, what is coming through from intuition, what is coming through that from your own channel, from your own wisdom, that you do want to manifest, because you're going to make it more real, you're going to make it more accessible. And I feel like another step that is quite important to take as well is to put it simply, to just try to have some fun, because there has been a lot of like sadness and depression and really low emotional feeling that honestly you don't deserve. And it's time to find a way to kind of like reconnect or nourish your friendships, and just allow yourself to have a good time in the process. This doesn't have to be a hard process. This doesn't have to be a process that you have to struggle through it, or that you have to feel like it's difficult. Not at all. This can be a very beautiful process of you enjoying life while envisioning what you want to manifest. And the more you enjoy, the more you can envision as well, because you come from a higher frequency and vibration. And as well, I'm hearing that for some of you, there might be some collaboration as well that are in your field that you can tap into, like collaborate. If like, for example, you have like one of your vision or your main vision is creating like a project, or it's something work related, and somebody pops in your mind, is like, oh, that person would be great to do that with, or to collaborate, or to ask for another contact. Trust those inches, trust those thoughts appear, because again, this is your intuition just kind of speaking to you. So make sure that you either write all of this down, that you do a vision board, or you manifest it in a physical way, in this physical reality, so that it can take more shape for you, and at the same time that you do enjoy as well the process, and you do enjoy yourself, you know, like, and just start to kind of bring some more like happiness and fun energy in your life. Lastly, we have the future guidance, any advice for moving forward, integrating this shadow. And we have the Five of Wands, as well as Six of Wands, as well as, you know the way. I'm just laughing because it's like, come on, trust your intuition on this journey. I mean, this has been like the key point of like the whole reading. Yeah, I'm getting a very interesting parallel with what we saw before with the Six of Wands and the Eight of Swords. I feel like in the past, it looked like from outside that you achieved whatever success that you were supposed to achieve, but internally didn't feel good. But I feel like from the future on, kind of like listening to your own path, listening to your intuition, from that side, people might look at it and think like, this is not linear, this is like a mess, or like, they might look at it and they'll be like confused, or they might look at it and think like, what is all this struggle? What is all like, because it's not this kind of like clear line. But from you, from the inside, you would feel like you have succeeded. So it's like the complete turn where is not like, I feel like there's gonna be a deep shift of you feeling like you have arrived. You have achieved that sense of fulfillment or success, and it's a completely different criteria of what other people thought for you success was like or fulfillment was like. And this is going to just be possible through you listening to your intuition and just follow that through the journey, because nobody else can ever tell you what success or fulfillment is for you. You're the one that has to manifest in a way that fits you, and it's kind of your own brand of success and fulfillment. And from outside, it might look, I don't want to say weird, but some people might be like, I don't get it. Like, you had this perfect line. And you're like, I didn't want to lie. I wanted something that make me feel like alive and happy and fulfilled. So I feel like you're totally gonna get that just by listening to your intuition, just by taking the step we were talking about before. And you're gonna be able to manifest a life that is truly coming from a place of like internally, from a place of like rejoicement, you know, and not this sadness or depression or emotional hurt, or even self-imposed prison that was in the past. And yeah, it's just the intuition for you feels like very much the path, and to open up as much as you can that channel within yourself, within your higher self, even maybe with your ancestor, and it just tap into your own wisdom, because you have a lot of it, and it's there for you to access it whenever you're ready. So yeah, this is your reading for your shadow work, my dear pile 2. I hope you resonated. If you did, I would love to hear in the comment section. You can write down what was your experience during the reading, and if you feel like you would like to support me, you can subscribe to the channel as well as liking this video. I will be super grateful, and I'm hoping to see you in my next one. Bye. Hello pile 3. If you chose this piece of Iridescent Black tourmaline, then this is your reading. So we're gonna get immediately into it. We have a lot of cards, so hopefully they will all fit in. The first cards that we're gonna see are your current challenge, so any current obstacle or challenge that you might be facing. We have the Knight of Wands, as well as the Two of Swords, and Alchemy. So from these cards, I'm getting that you might be in a space of confusion, of having like to have to make a decision that feels like quite a difficult decision, and to generally like feeling kind of like lost into which direction to go. And like I feel like you're trying to do like the best that you can as well for everybody involved, especially for yourself. You're really trying to choose what it's truly like is gonna be the most I'm gonna say alchemizing path, or like the path that is gonna bring you that sense of like joy and happiness and fulfillment. But there is quite a genuine confusion in it, and I get a sense of part of you like it's kind of like wants to walk backwards, you know, like but at the same time the other part of you is like, no, hold on, like I just really want to make sure something, like make sure I choose what is right for me within this decision. So I feel like it might be like changing job, like changing partner, something that you deeply care about, and that's why that the decision feels like very difficult. But there is something that is not quite right as it is in the moment, and you're really trying to do the best to see what is not right and to see what you can do to bring more happiness in your life. Next, we have the shadow aspect related to this challenge, and we have the Knight of Cups, as well as Ace of Pentacles, and the card of Attention with resistant / surrendered. I get very different messages here. So I feel like in terms of the shadow aspect related to this challenge, I feel like what is coming through, the main thing that is coming through is this sense of almost guilt, of kind of like truly going for something that is right for you instead of like prioritizing other people's feeling and other people's emotion, and to really go for that new either person or the new job. I just keep feeling that sense of like guilt and feeling like part of it feels like inadequate, like almost like when you get what you want, when you get the job where you want, the person that you want, you feel like you, like it's, you know, you're not there quite yet, or you're not good enough, or there is a sense of feeling like inadequate, but at the same time also a sense of guilt of like leaving whatever it is behind in order to get this more fulfilling option, whether it's like again on a relationship level or like on a working level, but something that feels like more fulfilling. And there is yeah, this emotion that almost holds you back, even though another part of you is like, I do wanna, you know, like I do wanna get something that is gonna help me to grow and evolve and expand, instead of something that is gonna make me feel like stuck and unfulfilled. So it's kind of like a duality within you of different, these completely like different emotions, different even thought processes. Now next we have the past wound connected to the shadow aspect, and we have the Five of Pentacles as well as the Ace of Cups and the card of Sage with acceptance, harmony, and patience. So here I'm getting like the past wound linked to this is that you maybe came in into whatever situation you are right now, whether again is the job or a relationship, with the best intention. You came in with all, you know, the right kind of like mindset. You were like ready, like to put your heart into it and your soul into it. I feel like, you know, you approach this as a new love or a new, even if it was a job, something that is like, you know, your baby, your thing, you know, something that you deeply loved, and you really approach it from the best possible way, like, and you were really looking forward for this to kind of give you all the harmony and acceptance and balance, you know, in your life. You had almost like you walked in with no doubts, you know. And I feel like what you got in return was this sense of almost being left out in the street, of like not being fulfilled emotionally. I get a feeling of like you were almost begging for either love or like even economically you were not retributed for what you were doing, to the point that you felt like it was even, like it didn't feel like anything that felt remotely even in the dynamic where you've been, even though you set in with the best foot forward and you put your best intention, your best like you really put your heart into it, but something didn't quite fulfilled you or worked out as you really hoped for, even though you put the work in, you put the love in, and it's like the wounding from this is like the sense of begging that you kind of are left with, you know, like of And maybe this is something that it like happened in the past with another situation similar to this. So there is like the sort of echoing back of almost having to recreate it the same situation where you felt exactly in the same way. But yeah, the main point is like you haven't felt fulfilled in this. Next we have the message from the shadow. So it's like what the shadow wants to let you know about this specific wound. And we have the Strength card as well as the End Man in reverse. And Child of the Cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. So I feel like the main message here is like you are strong. You have enough strength within you to make the decision that you have to make, to take the road that you need to take for yourself, you know, like to prioritize yourself and your worth and your value, instead of coming from a place of like begging in any possible way. And it's important that this sort of stagnation due from this indecision, it's important that you end this, because it's you have the power in this to be able to end this and to make a decision to kind of like move forward. And I feel like worth is a big part here, like to really believe that you are worthy, you know, like you are the universe, you know, like you are a child of the cosmos and you deserve the love, the retribution to your effort, and no one should ever make you feel otherwise. Yeah, there is some traits of this victim mentality of like, oh, I don't deserve this, or don't. No, you do. You deserve the abundance, the love, the fulfillment that you want, and you do have the strength to take the decision, to make the steps in order to make the decision that you have to make, that you know is deeply good for you, you know, like you know the decision that will make you feel walking towards a place of harmony and fulfillment, versus the one that is gonna make you stay stuck or feeling like unfulfilled or feeling like this baggy inside. And just to allow whatever, I feel like, new opportunity or new person to fully come into your life. But before you do that, of course, you do have to make a decision from the one that you currently have. Next, we have the healing action. So the next step that is important to take to heal this wound. And we have, talking about living, 6 of Swords. I'll tell you in a second. The cards are so perfect. God. The Magician. I have to move some cards on. There are too many. And we have as well Luminary with Activate, Brighten, Impact, and Determine. So in terms of like really next step to begin this healing and beginning to heal this wound, I feel like it's important for you, as we just said now, to literally walk away, to make the decision and to leave. There is something that you have to leave behind. Something that made you feel you were not deserving of enough, or made you feel unfulfilled, or made you feel like you were begging in some way, shape, or form. And then once you leave it, to really kind of tune into your own power, your own capacity, your own skills, because you do actually, I feel like you do, and you know more than you give yourself credit for. You know, you have the capacity to really manifest, and the resources to manifest what you want. You have the creativity, you have everything that you need to manifest the type of life that really gonna make you fulfilled, that really gonna make you feel abundant and loved, and in the sense of abundance, and not in the sense of begging, right, or survival mode. And it's like the important piece in this is like activating this, is making this choice, is leaving something behind to be able to allow this new whatever this new thing is to come into your life, and to really be decisive about it. Like, I just want to show you this picture as well. Like, she has this sword. It's like, I get the sense it's like you have to be very direct and like on point and determined, because you can manifest everything that you want, but you have to go for it. You have to make the step. And you do have to believe as well that you can, like, because you do have the capacity and resources and the willpower and the strength that we were looking at before, in order to be able to make this choice, this step, this move, and to leave whatever you need to leave behind. And I know, I get the sense that it's not, it's easier said than done. Is actually whatever is that you're supposed to leave behind has some, it feels like it has things attached to it that is not so simple. But even though it might not be that simple, it doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to do it. It doesn't mean that you're not strong enough. It doesn't mean that you don't have the capacity to do it. You have all the capacity that you need. You have all the strength that you need, and the skills that you need in order to make that step, that jump, you know, like, and just kind of like allow whatever new chapter to come forward. Then we have the future guidance of any advice from the shadow again to integrate and to heal this wound. We have the Ace of Cups, the Judgment card, and then we have, oh, it's time to celebrate. Cultivate an air of celebration today. I feel like, as in terms of future guidance, it's like there is so much waiting for you on the other side. There is so much you're gonna celebrate once you make this shift. I feel like whatever fulfillment or love or sense of like kind of getting back you were hoping for once you begin what you began in the past, you actually gonna get it this time around after this choice, with whatever new opportunity, whatever new person is coming through. And I feel like it's gonna be almost an awakening. There is it's like a final decision that you're gonna make that is gonna shift everything. And yeah, and it is, you know, like, I just see you celebrating, and like, look at this. It's just gonna be like a celebration of like you truly enjoying your life, enjoying this abundance, fulfillment that you did work hard for. And I get this feeling that yes, whatever you have to leave behind, it might be difficult for some of you to leave behind, but there is so much fulfillment and celebration at the other end of this, that, you know, like, looking back, you'll be like, why it took me so long to do this? But it's there for you. You're strong enough. You have the skills. You have the capacity. And there is something magical waiting for you on the other side once you kind of make the step, once you make the move. And you're going to be able to manifest that life that you wanted to, you know, beginning with, you know, like with that fulfillment, with that love, with that abundance. So it's there for you. I feel like it's there for you for the taking as soon as you make this decision and leave whatever you need to leave behind, which you already know what it is. So I'm wishing you all the best, my dear number pile 3. I hope this resonated. You're very welcome to let me know in the comments. If you would like to support me, you can subscribe to the channel as well as liking this video. I will be super grateful. And hope to see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, pile 4. If you chose this piece of Onyx Egg, then this is your reading. So we're gonna get immediately into it. We have quite a lot of cards, so hopefully they will all fit in. So we begin with the current challenge or maybe obstacle that you might be facing right now. We have the 9 of Wands, as well as the 2 of Pentacles, and the card of procrastination. So what I'm feeling from this card for you is that one of the current challenges that you might be feeling, that you might be working quite hard for something and you might be very also close to attaining it, but you know, you're at the point of like being quite drained because you've been juggling multiple things at the same time. and almost having multiple priorities happening at the same time. And with this sense of like exhaustion or like being closed, there is this element of procrastination coming through where it's almost like a self-sabotaging kind of like element that kind of like almost stopped or paused, you know, all the achievement that you were doing, just because I feel like generally you need to rest as well. Like it's self-sabotage on one side, but it also like I feel like it comes from this need of like I need to take a break. But the feeling is also no good in it, because you're not taking a break out of like I've achieved what I wanted to achieve, and now I'm just deserving and taking the deserved break. Is like a break that you take without really wanting to take a break, and then you feel like bad about it. So there is this weird cycle, and then you kind of like slow down the progress that you're making. So I feel like quite a lot of like frustration of like not being able to fully juggle all the balls that you have in the air, and not be able to fully multitask whatever you kind of achieved yourself, like set yourself to achieve, or whatever goals you had. Yeah, it's a feeling of like a little bit overwhelmed at times, and just kind of like you know, like I don't know if I can do it all. I don't know how to kind of like, you know, where do I find the strength to continue do it, and it's just like feeling at the same time a little bit exhausted in the process. Then next we're gonna see the shadow aspect related to this challenge, and we have the Page of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, as well as Priestess, ignorant/wise. So the first feeling that came through is that in terms of shadow aspect related to this challenge, I feel like there might be an unconscious element here of thinking that you don't have enough skills, knowledge, wisdom to achieve all your goals, to achieve all that you set up yourself to do. And there is a lot of insecurities coming through of whether you're gonna make enough money, whether you're gonna be appreciated, whether you're good at this, whether you're good enough for what you wanted to achieve. And there is a lot of, it's this sense of insecurity coming from a place that yeah, you feel like maybe you don't know enough, you haven't done enough, you haven't learned enough. Yeah, it's kind of like holding yourself back almost with this energy. Let's see what we have next. We have the past wounds with the sort of the wound connected to this challenge, and we have the Eight of Pentacles as well as the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like for many of you there is so many pentacles already. This might be something really linked to work and money, but for some of you it might be also relationship link or related, but I feel like for the majority of you this is like work related. And then we have Beast with conflict, competition, and oppressors. So in terms of the past wound connected to this challenge, I feel like in the past, you know, maybe some of the insecurities that you have as well coming through is that in the past you did put a lot of work, a lot of dedication into what you're trying to achieve, and there was a sense of you that you were really loyal and hardworking and committed to whatever you were doing, but somehow you were met with some sort of like a competition, some obstacles, some conflicts, and things didn't really flow as much as you expected them to flow. And maybe there was something in you that said, if this was meant to work out, if I was good enough for this would have already been manifested. Because of the work that I put in the past, because of the commitment and the loyalty that I had. But that doesn't necessarily mean, right, that you don't have the skills, so you don't have, this is just kind of like coming from that place of insecurity, just to find justification on why these insecurities are there. But it doesn't mean this is the truth, you know. Doesn't mean that if it didn't work out in the past because you put the work and you were committed enough, doesn't mean it's not gonna work out in the future either, right? It's just the mind playing tricks. But I feel like this is what underneath it, this thinking, maybe I'm not meant to achieve this, maybe I'm not good enough, or it didn't happen for me in the past, why it's supposed to happen now. Next we have the message from the shadow that is important that you know regarding this specific wound. And we have the Knight of Swords as well as the Queen of Pentacles. And your life is a canvas. Artist, manifestation, create accountability. I'm liking this. Such a beautiful energy from this card. So the message that I'm receiving with these cards is that, you know, like, you might, I kind of like feel and see two sides of you, you know, like the side that knows that you can manifest whatever you want, that it's, you know, has really good business sense, is very caring, is like really hardworking, really sensitive, generous, nurturing, all the qualities, all the positive qualities that you have that will make you succeed in whatever you want to achieve. And then this other side of you, I want to say almost the victim side of you, that is just kind of feeling anxious, that is like has all these insecurities, that thinks it's not good enough. And I feel like there is maybe a jumping in and out of these two versions of you. And I feel like the version of you of the Nine of Swords where you know, like when you're giving into your insecurity, you're like limiting belief, like this is kind of set from the past. So whatever happened to the past, or whatever information you associated or meaning you associated to whatever happened to the past. And I feel like the key here is that you can choose. It's like at the end of it is your choice who you want to show up as. You can keep showing up as the Nine of Swords, believing in all your insecurities and believing that you're not good enough, or you don't have enough skills. Or you could show up as the Queen of Pentacles and just get whatever you need to get done and manifest whatever you need to get manifest with actually quite a lot of ease, you know, in the process, not suffering and not struggling. And I feel like, you know, it's, you are the artist, you know, you're the one that chooses which protagonist is gonna be playing the role at a specific time and moment, and you create your own canvas, you create your own reality with this. And I feel like it's important to get to really all the feeling that it's you making the choice, or who is stepping forward. So are you allowing the Nine of Swords to step forward and make you feel anxious and make you feel restless and unsettled and not good enough? Or are you going to allow the Queen of Pentacles to come forward to, you know, like to get the job done, to live more like abundantly and from this place of empowerment, instead of feeling like, oh my God, you know, like this kind of victim, the other victim side. So it's like, I feel like the key here is you choose what you want to empower yourself as, and you are the person putting that on the canvas of your own life. So you have to have accountability for that, because whenever you show up as the victim version of yourself, is you choosing to let that side of you take charge and take the lead instead of the other side of you. So again, your choice here is your call. Every single time is your call. I'm getting goosebumps for some reason. Next we have the healing action. So the action or step that you need to take to heal this wound. And we have the Knight of Swords. I'm gonna move some cards. Okay, hold on. There's already not enough space. We have the Knight of Swords, the Moon, as well as the Sorceress with Summon, Conjure, Wave, Enchant. So in terms of like action steps, I feel like it's extremely important for you to cut through the illusion. To cut through the illusion of that persona of the Nine of Swords that we were looking for before. And to really see your fears. Look at them, look at those sides, and really with as much as mental clarity you can, to really observe all of that, so that instead of staying on the unconscious side, they will come up into the conscious part, and they will not be unknown, and you will be able to recognize them better as illusions for what they are, you know, like, and I feel like it's very important here to find a way, or to have, like, if you, for example, meditate, or you have, like, you do yoga, some practice that help you bring more of that mental clarity or that capacity of discernment. Because a lot of the things that hold you back are pure illusions. They are not real whatsoever. And it's you kind of giving in into that Nine of Swords that we were looking before, instead of giving in to the Queen of Pentacles. And I feel like with more mental clarity of cutting through those illusions, you'll be able to literally, like, wave your reality as a net, you know, that, you know, like, you already know the next step to take. I feel like you already have this sort of like overview, you have that business sense, you have that kind of like bird's eye view, you already know. You just have to let go of that illusion self that somehow you're clinging to because it's part of your past or part of your past experience. But again, it feels like it's like you are the artist, you are the person that can change that whenever you choose. But you have to help yourself as well with allowing yourself either activity or things or people that help you bring more mental clarity within you, and kind of cut through the illusion of those fears and those insecurities. Lastly, we have the future guidance, so any advice moving forward, integrating this shadow. And we have the Ten of Pentacles, as well as the King of Pentacles. So much money, you guys, I love it. And then let go of the past. It's time to envision a new story. Oh my god, I'm getting goosebumps here, yes. So the future guidance here is you are meant for incredible abundance. You're meant for incredible, like, an abundance. I'm not just talking about money. It can be abundance of love, of family. You're meant to kind of like be this incredible, prosperous leader. This incredible version of yourself that can manifest everything that you literally wish for. But you do have to let go of the past, and you have to let go of that version of yourself with those insecurities. A lot of these things might be linked to when you were really young and a child, or maybe some things happened where, you know, things didn't really necessarily got in your favor. And that's okay. It's just time to rewrite a new story, and time to create the canvas of your life, tuning into the version of you that can manifest everything you want, because it's totally in the cards for you. Like, I mean, the amount of pentacles in this reading is crazy, and I feel like you truly can manifest all the abundance that you want in whatever form that abundance is. Again, if it's love, family, whatever it is that makes your heart sings, you can manifest it. You do really have to let go of the past, and I feel like you have to take accountability of you making the choice every single time, of you showing up of that version of yourself, because you have the skills, the power, the capacity to actually create an incredible life for yourself. It's just time to kind of step into that role of like the person that leads, the person that is accountable for themselves, and they can create, like, knowing that you can create whatever you want, and to allow the Nine of Swords version of yourself to fade away, and all of those insecurity and fears to be able to cut through the illusion of them, so that you can fully manifest with so much more clarity and so much more ease. I feel like so much ease in this, you know, so much ease. Beautiful. So this was the reading for you, my dear pile number 4. I hope it resonated. You're very welcome to let me know in the comments. If you feel like you'd like to support me, you can subscribe to the channel as well as liking this video. I will be super grateful, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in my next one. Bye.